Good afternoon, Ryan. Happy Labor Day, man.
Thank you.
A year ago, you were kind of in a bit of a more flux situation at the quarterback position. This Duke game in particular, there's kind of a chaotic QB shuffle with Hunter getting reps, Marty coming in, he got injured, you're thrown in, still kind of learning the whole situation and playbook. But I think my biggest question is, how have you changed, whether that be on the field or off the field, between then and now, and what are some of the reasons for you developing a lot of these improvements?
Yeah, definitely crazy game last year. Hope to have a different, or will have a different outcome come this Saturday. But obviously, it started in January when we started our off-season work, when everybody really committed to our culture and everything that Coach Fitz and Coach Hoot and our strength staff were trying to teach us. And I think it came down to that: lifting, running, learning the playbook, all starting in January. And now we've gone this whole time just staying on each other, being competitive, going against Cam every day in practice and hearing him talk mess, going against AJ, and just having these competitors, these types of players around you, it helps elevate your game a lot. And I think being the second year in the offense and having most of the same guys around me as well, I think that just gives me a boost of confidence and being more comfortable and calm in the pocket.
Louis Vicaire.
Hey, Ryan, thanks for joining us. Looking at evaluating your performance from Saturday, what was the number one thing you were most proud of, and what's the thing you think you need to work on moving forward?
I think the biggest thing I'm most proud of is, I didn't even know this stat, but Coach Jake was telling me that we were 9 for 9 on third down when it came to throwing and completing the football. And 4 of those were conversions. Of course you want to get 9 for 9 conversions and stuff, but I think I managed the game well. I think I found completions where I could get them, whether they were for a first down or not for a first down. We were able to flip the field when you've got Luke Akers over here on my left. The dude can punt the ball. And then you give it back to your defense, who can get a stop, and you have confidence in them to do it. So I think just managing the game well, and playing within myself, I think, is a big thing that I learned this past weekend. And improvements, just make the easy plays. There was an out route where I felt that I left it inside on Curdy, more ball accuracy, just stuff like that, I think, is a big thing where I can improve. And it could just get guys the ball with rack yards, yak yards after. But there's definitely a lot I can improve upon for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lawrence Price.
Hey, Ryan. Lawrence Price, Daily Northwestern. Last season when you all faced Duke, of course, you all won the run battle, or had more yards run game wise, but not passing yards. So can you talk about, how important, your job is, you feel like, when it comes to the offense, but also can you talk about how this, your running back room is so different from last year, and what they bring to the table or help you?
Yeah, I was listening to Coach Fitz talk a little second ago about the running back room, and that room is insane. You've got Cam and Evan, of course, who are a 1-2 punch combo that could really do it all. You've got Trey Tyus, AC coming in right after them, and even more behind them that could come in and do the same exact thing, same job. And I think the biggest thing about them is they're selfless. They're really good when it comes to play action. They run the ball, or they act like they're running the ball through the line of scrimmage. And that's why we got that Ray Nairo touchdown, is because Evan made it look like it was such a big run. And then that safety came down and we had it behind him. So I think when it comes to being a selfless player, and as good as those guys are in that room, I think it just, one, obviously you get fresher legs and you could run the ball way faster, more efficiently. Of course, when we're up tempo, it's harder to sub guys, but I think they're so well conditioned that they can stay in for 4 to 5 plays of up tempo. And then it obviously makes my job a whole lot easier. When you get nakeds, when you get play action passes, it just opens the over route. It opens the overs, it opens the post, it opens everything up, really. So you just have bigger window lanes to throw in, which definitely I would rather have than tighter windows. So makes my job easier. And of course, when it comes to my job and their job combined, I just have to hand the ball off and then get a good fake afterwards. If I can take one out of the play, that's 10 on Evan and 1 on me. So makes the job a little bit easier for the O-line, wide receivers, and the running back. So as long as we all gel and work together, it's going to be a good deal.
John Vogt.
Yeah, hey Ryan. Coach talked about how great the Northwestern fan presence was in Dublin last week. Can you just talk about getting back to Ryan Field now, and you have a message for fans coming out on Saturday?
Yeah, of course, that was actually really cool to see and hear those Wildcat fans in Ireland. And of course, with Coach Fitz as our head coach, we had a little bit of Irish luck on our side with the people coming out, and they joined our side. But I think coming back to Ryan Field this Saturday, we want them to be out there. We want everybody that we can at Ryan Field, because we're coming back. We're a whole different team. We're excited about finally being able to play at home in front of people and show them who we are, because it's way different from last year. Thank you for asking that.
John Riker.
Hey, Ryan, John Riker, Daily Northwestern. Two newer names to NU fans that have already emerged from that game against Nebraska, in Thomas Gordon and Donnie Navarro. What should NU faithful know about these two guys, and what makes playing with them fun?
You say the first one was Thomas Gordon?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Those guys, it's Thomas's birthday today, so you should definitely, if something gets out, wish him a happy birthday. But I literally got Thomas's birthday gift like 2 days ago. So like that guy's my boy. He brings out the juice, he brings out the energy, and he works his butt off too. I don't know if you guys saw it, but that second catch that he had, actually the over route, his shoulder was popped out. So he was running over on the over route, and you could see him running with a limp like this kind of. And I saw it before the play. You could tell that his shoulder was out. And I was like, hey, we're going up tempo. Like you need to do the play. Like I'll try and throw it to you soft if you're not open, like just a little bit of communication like that. But he lined up on the left, ran his over out, and caught the ball. So that could just tell you all you need to know about Thomas. He's a guy that goes in there. He's gritty. It doesn't matter what happens. He's going to get the job done. And of course, Donnie, coming in this offseason, the first workout that we had, he pulled out a note card from the side pocket, told me the routes that we were going to run and throw that day, instead of me telling him what routes we were going to run and throw. So it's been like that ever since he's been here. So that just goes to tell you all you need to know about their work ethic, that they want to win, and that they're good guys. And we all like to have fun too. So why not win and have fun at the same time?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
We have time for two more. Bradley Locker.
Hey, Ryan, Bradley Locker with Inside NU. Last week was your highest graded game in most regards since 2019 when you were back at South Carolina. Do you feel like you've regained a form of yourself, and how do you plan to implement that going forward?
Yeah, I definitely I have felt like I've regained some of my play. Definitely, it doesn't really shock me that much. It just stinks that it took so long to get here. But I think with the playbook and being comfortable with that, and the guys around me, I think I just feel so calm, so confident in myself to be able to go out there and execute. And the game is much smaller now. We did a great job this offseason hiring a sports psychologist, Doc Jen, who's helped us all a lot when it comes to mental performance and stuff like that. So she helps us make the moments smaller than they really are. That's been a big thing to my game too. But I think just the constant reps, 2 years in the system, has really done the most for me. So yeah, if that answers your question.
Last question, Lawrence Price.
Hey, Ryan, going back to kind of my last question, and piggybacking off of John's question with, guys getting into the system, bringing guys back like Cam Porter, how impactful has he been, for the offense, but also, how excited you guys have been just to see him back on the field. We see possessions where it was only him getting the rock, just straight up, like they can't stop this guy. So can you just talk about his impact?
Yeah, me and my dad, when we got back, we watched the game together. And we were just, watching it like a fan would. And I think the thing that we noticed about Cam is like at the end of every single run, he wants to punch somebody. It looks like he's literally running, and he's still fighting for yards when he's on the ground, dragging dudes with him. And the best thing about Cam is he's quiet. Not that that's like the good thing, but like he's quiet. He works hard. He does his job. He does what he needs to do. And to see him go down with an injury last year after such, high expectations and wanting to do this and wanting to do that, the guy is as low level grounded as you can imagine. And he gets back in there and does the work. And I was so happy to be split out wide at wide receiver to see him get his first touchdown, because that's just a cool moment for that kid. He's worked his butt off, especially in such a talented and running back room. You know, it could be easy to get frustrated, but Cam definitely hasn't. He comes to work every single day and leaves every single day satisfied. Sometimes not satisfied, but he loves the work. So it's good to have him back, definitely in the backfield. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
For John Vogt.
Yeah, hey, Coach and Ryan both talked about the fan presence in Dublin. Wanted to ask about the excitement of coming back to Ryan Field this week, and if you've got a message for fans coming out on Saturday.
Yeah, the fan presence in Dublin was awesome, and we were getting love all throughout the city the whole week we were there. But coming back home, I'm excited to get back home in front of our crowd. I know it's gonna be a little tough because we don't have students here, but we would love to get everybody there, pack the place out. It's gonna be a good day for us.
Ryan Che.
Yeah, Cam, Ryan Che with WNUR Sports. Fitz was just talking about this earlier, and I'm sure you guys have been looking back on film all week, but the Blue Devils just had a really, really strong opening outing against Temple. Their defense themselves pitched a shutout, but their offense have looked really explosive. Y'all had kind of a bend don't break mentality after a bit of a shaky start in the Ireland game against Nebraska, but you held it together. You're able to overcome AJ's injury. But I was just kind of wondering, what was kind of the lessons that being preached in the locker room this week when it came to specifically whether it's defending the pass because their quarterback for Duke for over 300 yards, and just kind of preparing for that element this week?
Oh yeah. This week our big thing is just taking our preparation to the next level. We thought we prepared really well last week, but this week, playing against Duke, we haven't beat them in the past, I think, 3 meetings we've had with them. So just taking our preparation to the next level, preparing like we lost last week, coming with a different intensity, taking everything to the next level.
Lawrence Price.
Hey, Cam, I'm Lawrence Price, Daily Northwestern. We saw in the Nebraska game, we saw a lot of, schemes where we saw like 5 defensive backs, which like you just catch that on where you see J. Lou, Rod Hurd, and a lot of guys. So can you talk about, how different last year has been to this year, in the defensive back room, but also can you talk about your offseason as well? What changes you made or what, how much different this year is than last year?
Me personally, my biggest thing going into this season was just being more of a leader, not just leading by example, but being a vocal guy, making sure and just learning the defense so I can lead at all 3 levels. Like if I see something going on with the D-line or linebackers, just making sure I know what's going on and being able to teach it to other guys. But what was the second part of your question? I forget.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to, ask not only,
about
your development, but also
room?
the team. Yeah, the DB room. Yeah.
Yeah, I touched on it a little bit at media day, and I felt like this year is we got a lot of competitive depth in the DB room, and I feel like we showed that a little bit in the game when a couple guys went down, but I'm excited about the room. I think we got a lot of guys that can go and come in and make plays when their number is called.
All right. First question for John Riker.
Hey, Luke, John Ricker, Daily Northwestern. How does it help your game to be able to build such strong rhythm and confidence from the season opener, even getting the special teams player of the week?
I mean, yeah, that was really cool. It was a cool experience to be able to have that. It was really cool to have the opportunity late in the game to try to make that play. It was a huge blessing. And I was really appreciative of the coaches having the faith in me to be able to go out and make that play. A bunch of guys really helped me out not this past week, but the week before, prior in Dublin. Ray Nairo was down there on the first punt to down him right at the 1 yard line. So we've got a lot of guys going down making plays. It's a group effort. And I'm just really thankful to be a part of a team that really cares about special teams and makes it a priority. And we all are very confident in each other, and we have a good group of guys together that are able to go out and make plays when we need to.
Thank you.
Bradley Locker.
Hey, Luke, Bradley Locker with Inside. And you can just talk about how you feel like you impacted the game with your punts, downing lots of them inside the 10, pinning Nebraska back on its own goal line. And what kind of impression do you think you left on the team based on your debut performance?
I mean, definitely. I mean, it was really cool to be able to make some of those plays. I definitely feel like I still have a lot of work to do. I'm always striving to be better. So going back and watching the film, there's definitely stuff I could still improve on. And so we're always striving to be better here. So I'm looking forward to getting back out on the field and trying to correct some of those mistakes I feel like I made. But overall, like it was just really great. We got a good, like I said earlier, we've got a really good group of guys that really care about special teams a lot and make it a priority and go down and make plays when we need them to. The team honestly, the whole team just really meshes together really well. It was pretty awesome coming in as a transfer from another school where I've been for the last 2 years. And coming in and just feeling immediately at home. The guys all were very welcoming to me and treated me like I was a part of the team. So that was really cool. All the guys had a lot of confidence, and I'm just really thankful to be here.
Ryan Che.
Good afternoon, Luke. Ryan Chad with WEMR Sports. Can you kind of talk to some of the fans and maybe more of the casual viewers, like just how hard it is to work on those punts? You had 4 punts inside the 15, and while a large part of that was to the special teams unit, making sure they downed the ball, you kind of like making those punts looking like, half wedge shots with a spin, landing right at the one, spinning back. How much of, summer or even spring training went into like perfecting that craft with Coach Janik and the special teams unit?
Thank you for the question. Yeah, we put a lot of work into that. All summer we were working those pooch punts for sure, because those are very important to the game. I feel like sometimes they're neglected and underappreciated, and it was great because the special teams room here is just, whether it's the coaches or the players, it's very impressive, and everybody puts a lot of heart into it. So for us to really work as hard as we did over the summer and have it translate to the field for the game and big moments, it was really awesome to see. I'm very grateful to be in a place where they care about special teams so much, because clearly it's working. And like I said earlier, there's a bunch of guys going down making plays. It all starts with the snap. The couple punts landed inside the 10, that was awesome. But there are 10 guys in front of me that are doing their job perfectly for me to even have a chance to do mine. So I'm just really grateful to be a part of a team that really locks in and cares so much about what we do with special teams and really puts it to heart, because when we needed to make plays, we were able to during this last game. And it was very awesome to try to help the team out and make an impact in the game for sure.
John Vogt.
Hi, Luke. You mentioned feeling quickly at home here. Can you just talk a little bit about getting to have your first game at Ryan Field on Saturday?
Thank you. Yeah, I'm stoked about it. I got to go over to the stadium a couple of weeks ago and just see it. When I took my official visit here, I didn't even get a chance to. I had to cut my visit short early because of a snowstorm coming in back home, and I needed to be back for my family. But it was really cool to go there, and I can't wait to see the fans there. To play my first game there will be super special. And it was really cool being able to play my first game as a Wildcat in Ireland, but I am definitely very excited about playing my first game at home. And I'm super stoked about it. It's been an awesome time being here. I immediately felt like I was a part of the family, from the coaches all the way down to the players. Everybody made an effort to come and talk to me and make me feel welcome. And I'm very appreciative of that. Even to the point where Ryan calling me out earlier, trying to pump me up a little bit. I really appreciate it. All the guys on this team are just very great dudes. I can't say anything about anybody. And from the top down, just everyone has just really been very welcoming, and everybody treats each other with a lot of respect here, no matter where you are on the depth chart. And I think that's really impressive to see, especially somebody who's been around and been able to experience a lot of different teams. It's really cool to be able to come into a place that has such a great family feel as Northwestern does. So I'm really blessed to be here. I'm really thankful to be here, and I'm just super stoked for the rest of the season. Can't wait to play in Ryan Field. Can't wait.
Awesome. Thanks, Luke.